the Osborne effect. And that, of course, is when you have an existing product that is going to be replaced by a new product. That new product is not yet available. And historically, that causes the existing product sales to dip significantly. We see that companies over the years, they'll blow up ahead of a new product cycle. In the case of Nvidia, they were really astute in terms of how they have been communicating this to customers over the past 3 months. That was the time 3 months ago when they announced this new Blackwell chip. And they said exactly like you mentioned, if you guys want the new chip this fall, you got to keep buying our existing Hopper chip. And that, in fact, did happen. It worked.
And I want to point out here, because Gene Munster's far too young. Lisa Mateo's grandfather probably had one. The Osborne effect is not some MBA at Northwestern. The Osborne effect is the Osborne computer that I spent $2,495 on 40, 50 years ago. And Gene Munster knows that's probably $15,000. I'm the only one in the world still alive that actually bought an Osborne computer. Gene Munster, I went over to Nvidia yesterday, and I mentioned this to Paul Sweeney earlier, that what I sense here radically different is I don't sense ego-driven tech boy in the leadership of Nvidia, their CFO statement, their accounting clarity, the stock split, the dividend lift, and all that. Are they rapidly trying to be a mature company to join something like the Dow Jones Industrial Average?
Absolutely. I mean, they are a mature company. They're going to do over $100 billion in revenue this year. It's going to be approaching the $3 trillion market cap, one of the top 3 companies. And they're acting like it. They do not act like people who are trying to pump up a theme. The results are backing it up. The guidance is backing it up. They beat a high bar by 6%. They guided up July by 5%. And those guidance, and I think this is a sign of a mature management team, they keep exceeding, over the last 4 quarters, they've been exceeding those expectations. And so that discipline around guidance is yet another example, I think, of how they are being mature about this. And they got good reason to be feeling good about things for two reasons. One is that they've got products that no one else has. And separately is they're still in the early innings of what is going to be the most breathtaking shift in technology that we've seen in the past 100 years.
Gene, you've been so out in front of this. You know, a lot of what I know about this AI business I learned from you, but talk to us about the competitive environment here. I mean, I was going to say where are the competitors here? I mean, can't they come up with a chip that's comparable to compete with these guys?
I remember we're invested in Deepwater. We invest in both private and public companies, and one of our private companies builds chips, and we invest in this company, an AI chip company. It's called Rain in 2018. And when we think about their business, they do not sip CapEx, they gulp CapEx. And when you think about the competitive set here, it is really limited to a small number of companies that can invest tens of billions of dollars a year into building these applications. Wow. And so I think that that's one big piece. There are kind of some glimmers of competition, most of those coming from the hyperscalers, like Google and Microsoft are working on their own chips. But for the most part, Paul, they're running the table. And just one more piece on the competitive threat.
Please.
3 years ago, Elon Musk talked about their Dojo chip, their Dojo computer that was going to power autonomy on Tesla. And yesterday during the call, the CFO's lead comments led with both Tesla and xAI, of course, both Elon companies, those embracing the Nvidia chips. And so even the companies that want to compete with them realize that the return on investment for Nvidia is highest.
Gene, we got a really good comment, a respectful comment out on our live chat on YouTube. Ryan, thank you so much. And Ryan says, and it's a great comment, please move on from Nvidia. There is other news. Except, Gene Munster, there isn't. Explain to Ryan and me the Nvidia effect on everything else out there, not what it means for Microsoft, not what it means for some tech fanboy in some cappuccino place with you out on the West Coast. What does Nvidia mean for Lisa Mateo, Ryan, or Tom Keene?
NVIDIA's current trajectory of the business, the just reported April quarter, means that we are moving more quickly to artificial general intelligence. And when we hit that, the game changes for all companies. Every information worker, every technical worker is going to be impacted by this. And so the reason why we're so hyper-focused on what NVIDIA is doing is that they are really the very tip indicator in terms of the speed and the rate of change that we're going to see around AI, and that's why it matters.
Should they replace, I'm just picking the names, Cisco or Intel in the Dow Jones Industrial Average? Is it now, this is the moment where NVIDIA is like a Dow stock?
It should be. I mean, this is the guard, I think, has changed a year or so ago. And I think the bigger question is, do you think that this will continue? I absolutely believe what we saw last night is an indication that this is going to continue. Right. I still believe we're in the front of a 3 to 5 year bull market powered by AI that's going to end in a spectacular bubble. But the front end of that bull market is going to be quite exciting.